What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the workshop. Hope you're all keeping well. Now, as you can see, it's coming up to that time of year again, my favourite time of the year, and I'm building some lights for my garden. So I'm going to make some Christmas trees. These are for outdoors, into the garden, and we're going to light the place up for Christmas. Now, this is a super simple project. And when I say simple, I mean simple. If you've never built anything before in your life, trust me, you can build these, and you will do it in a few hours. So I'll show you exactly how to do that in this video. Some simple 2x4 construction lumber, 4x2. We give it a burnt effect, and then we put some varnish on it, and we get the lights on it. It is so easy to make these, and it's a fraction of the price of what you would buy lights like this in a shop for. Absolutely cost nothing to make these, really. Just buy the lights, a bit of construction lumber, and away you go. Now, they're modelled on trees that I built last year for inside in the house. So if you want to see how to make Christmas decorations for inside in your house, trees and stars, I will link that video below as well. You guys can check that out. But for this video, we're going to make them for out in the garden, and I think they look absolutely fantastic indeed. Super simple. So without further ado, let's crack on and do it. Okay guys, this is going to be nice, quick and easy. Have some 8-foot lengths of 4x2 or 2x4, whatever you want to call them. Nice and cheap. It's going to be cheap and cheerful, super fast to make. Let's do it. Okay, so I have a stop block set up at 500mm from my blade. That's just under 20 inches. We're going to do 5 cuts at full length, and then we're going to do a 6th cut minus the width of a piece. I'll show you now how quick and easy this is. So we're just going to stop or set or leave it there for this entire build. We don't do anything else, just leave it right there. Start chopping. Let's do it. Okay, we have 5 pieces cut. For our 6th piece, we just want to make this shorter by the width of the material we're using. So I'm just going to put that against my stop block there. That will reduce this piece by the thickness of the 2x4 or 4x2, and we just cut that. Okay, so we have 5 of our long pieces all cut at 500mm or 20 inches, and the one that we cut it shorter because it fits together just like that. So we take that weight out of it, and that piece will go right there. Everything cut at 30 degrees. Chop, chop, chop. Nice and fast. Told you this project is pretty simple. Now, we just got to screw all this together. We'll start by driving 2 screws in here and screwing this part. This is going to make our start of our tree, and it's going to go together extremely fast from here. Okay, let's screw this together. I'm going to use my impact driver. A little bit noisy, so mind your ears. I'm using riser cutter screws 5x80mm. These are essentially 100x40mm, or some of you guys will know them as 2x4s. So they will go straight in there like that, 2 screws. So let's get the initial bit screwed together. I'm going to wear some hearing protection because these things are quite noisy. So like I said, they just butt together just like that. We'll get them screws in there now. Lovely. So that's our top piece started. Nice and simple. Screw the rest of them in now. All we got to do is set them just inside, just like that, and we're going to measure up 100mm or 4 inches and drive 2 screws in here and just repeat that process the whole way down. Now you can make these as tall as you like. I'm using 6 pieces in total. You could go to 8 pieces if you wanted, if you want to make it really big, but I think 6 pieces is just enough to do it. So measure up 100mm or 4 inches, mark a line and screw these in. Let's do that. Okay guys, there we go. Our Christmas tree is almost complete. All we're going to do now is measure for our base piece. And once your Christmas tree is made, that's how you get that measurement. And again, it's just two 30-degree cuts, nice and simple. So I'll measure that piece now. I'm going to measure corner to corner or edge to edge here. And that is 114 millimeters exactly. And I can just cut two 30-degree cuts. Now, the only difference being is that the 30-degree cuts go in the same direction, not in the opposite direction as in all these other pieces. I'll show you in a second. Let's do it. Okay, for the end piece then, I already have a 30-degree cut on this from the last piece I chopped off it. So I've just measured up 114 millimeters, or it's about 45 inches exactly to here. Now, I want my cut going in the exact same way. So I'm just going to flip this piece around. I've marked it here. I can see where the edge needs to be. That needs to be right there. So that will have my two angles going opposite directions to each other, splayed away from each other. You'll see now in a second. I'm probably doing a terrible job explaining this, but you guys will see. Let's just chop it. Okay guys, then that piece just slots right in there, just like that, end to end. As I said, angle that way, angle cut that way. Everything is just cut at 30 degrees, set your miter saw to 30 degrees and forget about it. That's all you have to do. Now, two screws in there, and it is job done. Just gotta hold on to this now because it wants to fall off my workbench. Right guys, the final piece then is just the exact same as this. I've just made it 200 millimeters or 8 inches shorter, and that's just going to add a little detail to the base, thicken up our base as well, so we can mount this in the garden on a probably like a rebar frame. So again, I just measured in 100 mil either end, cut this, so it's 200 millimeters or 8 inches shorter than this piece. We just screw this on, and again, your angles are going this way, the same, exact same as you made this piece. That's it. And again, it's cut at 30 degrees, so you know there's nothing to this. Okay guys, there we go. That literally took 10 minutes. I could have done it in 5 if I wasn't filming it, and it's that easy. So again, we cut these at 500 millimeters or 20 inches, and that will give you a tree that is 1.3 meters tall from its base exactly. So 1.3 meters when you add on the extra little base piece, or 51 inches. That's 4 feet and 3 inches high, if you're wondering. Now I've also made another one here. This one was cut at 450 millimeters. Now I haven't added the base bit onto this yet, so you can see just by reducing that by 2 inches how much smaller it makes. Now I'm going to cut another one, and I'm going to make all the pieces at 400 millimeters or 12 inches. That should be then, if I'm right in saying that, sorry, 16 inches. That would be 16-inch pieces, and that will sit inside this one if we wanted to. So we're going to step down a bit further, then we'll have 3 trees, and I'm going to show you what finish I'm going to put on these then. So I'll get on and make that, and then I'll jump back in. Okay guys, there we go, 3 trees. Now, before one of you say it in a comment, I know when I say tree and the number 3, it sounds the bloody same. It's an Irish accent. That's just how we say it. You're always giving me a hard time over that, so laugh it up. This is 3 trees, as that's how I say it. But you know what I'm saying. So again, we're stepping them down 2 inches at a time. So 400 mil or 500 mil to 450 to 400. Or 20 inches to 18 inches to 16 inches, and I'm referring to the length of the pieces. Now, if you want to make them nesting, you have to step them down by a minimum of 4 inches. So that the 16-inch one will fit inside in the 20-inch frame, so long as you don't put on that bottom piece there, the extra little piece for the base. So a minimum of 4-inch reduction if you want to make these nesting. Step it down 4 inches at a time. I would probably step it down 5 inches at a time just to give it a little bit more space inside in there. That tree is going to be very, very small inside in there as well. So you can make them nesting. I'm just going to make them offset. So they're going to be stepping down to one side. I kind of have a flower bed area, a raised bed area where I'm going to put these and light them up. Now, finish wise, you can paint these any colour you like. That's completely up to you. I'm going to do a burnt finish on them just to make it look nice out in the garden in the daytime and stuff. And then we get a varnish on them. So, I'll show you how I do that. We'll do it to the small one there. Then we'll get the varnish on it, get the lights on it, and you guys can see the finished product. Right guys, so I'm just going to do a burnt finish on this. The burnt finish helps to protect the wood. It also just brings out the grain. It gives it just a nice little design. Like I said, you can paint them any colour you want. Now, ordinarily I would do this outside, but it is absolutely lashing rain out there at the minute. They're actually giving flood warnings. So, I have just a blowtorch. You guys can see it there. And we're just going to burn this. And it just makes the grain pop out. So if I do it on the end here, you can see those rings there now. Just watch the little straggly bits, the little hairy bits that come off in the cut. They will catch fire. You don't want to set your workshop on fire by sending sparks around your workshop. So, we're just going to heat it up just so we can highlight that grain. Just like that. Keep that torch moving, we don't want to set it on fire. And just do that all the way around. Nice and simple. And it just gives a nice effect. So I'm going to crack on and do this now, and then I'm going to put an outdoor varnish on it, a satin varnish, because I don't want these glossy, and they will be ready then for the garden. So we'll light them up and I'll show you how I'm going to stick these down. Okay guys, they are all torched up now, all burnt. So you can see the effect that it has on them. And I'm just hitting them all now with just a satin varnish. So a yacht varnish, an outdoor varnish. Just one coat. And I'm not being too particular, just lash it on. Like I said, it's only construction lumber at the end of the day, so you don't have to be too particular with this. Just lash it on there, get one coat on, just to give it a little bit extra protection. It also helps that the grain pop even more now with the burnt effect on it. So it stands out even nicer. So it'll look absolutely fantastic out in the garden. So yeah, they're just about ready. Now I've built a little small one here again, so I've just built another one. It took me 5 minutes to whip that together. I actually did that on a live stream on TikTok last night. So if you guys are on TikTok, come look for me over there. I'm on TikTok as well, and I'm doing live streams over there. So I built that one on a live stream. I also just point out, I have channel memberships as well, guys. So if you guys want to support the channel, you can join the channel memberships. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. It's like half the price of a cup of coffee every month. And you can jump in for a month, jump out again, or support it for 12 months. That's completely up to you. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Everything will still remain free on my channel to everybody. But it's just a way of supporting the channel. If you guys want to do that, check out the channel memberships. So yeah, let's crack on. Let this all dry now. It has a bit of a slow drying time. So, you know, we'll have to leave this for a few hours, maybe 12 hours or so. Let this cure, and then we'll get the lights in it. Okay guys, it's a couple of days later. The varnish has cured. So that took about 2 days because it's after getting so cold now. It took a while to go off. So it's about 2 days later. I'm just going to put the lights onto it now. So I've got some of this just rope lighting. It's a nice simple little LED rope lighting and warm white LEDs in it. Now, the ticking in the background is just my diesel heater because it's got quite cold in the shop, so I just have it running there. So try and ignore that. It's just a simple set of lights, and you can, you know, you can have it flashing, or you can, you know, whatever way you want it. I'm just going to leave it solid for now. Now, I think the lengths that I've got are going to do a couple of trees, so I'm going to clip this onto the big one. One of them might do the big one, I'm not sure. To kind of need to decide on a pattern where I'm going to run up around the outside and then zigzag across in the middle, I think is what I'm going to do. And but I reckon one piece of this, or one pack of this, will actually do the 3 of these trees. So I'm going to clip all this on now, guys, just nice and handy, and I'll show you guys the finished result then, and then we'll talk about mounting this and what way we're going to mount them and how we're going to stand them. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I think my plan of attack is going to be to kind of outline the shape of the tree, so at night time you can see the shape of the tree. So I'm going to run up the outside, and then I'm going to come across the bottom, and then I'm going to zigzag pattern up through the middle of the tree like that. That's going to be the plan. And that's going to look the best. Just give the outline of the tree, and then the middle of the tree will be filled in with lights. So I'm just going to be using some clips. I just have some simple round clips here, and nothing fancy again. I'm just going to tack this on. So start at the bottom. I might try and just keep it to the front edge of the tree and just hammer these in place. Very quick, very easy. Now, obviously, I will. Well, I won't be putting it out in the garden just yet because it's a bit early. I just wanted to make this video and get it out in time. So I'm going to light up these 3 trees for you guys so you can see them, and I'll have to take the rope lighting back off it again when I'm moving them out into the garden, because obviously if they're all joined together it might be a bit difficult to move them. Might still be possible, we'll see. But yeah, so this is my plan. Outline the outside of the tree and then we'll zigzag up the middle. And of course, like with everything, this is all just personal preference. So whatever type of lights you guys want to go with yourself, whether you want cool white, warm white, or whether you want different colours or stars, or, you know, that's down to personal taste. So it's whatever you want, really. There's no wrong answers here. It's whatever you think looks good. At the end of the day, it's your Christmas tree. So I'm going to crack on, guys, and do this, and I will show you the final results then. Nice and simple, just a few clips. Okay guys, there we go. All the lights are on and I think they look great. Now the camera always does a bad job of picking up lights and what they actually look like, but I think that's going to look fantastic out in the garden. I'm really happy with how they turned out. And if you think about it, it's the absolute fraction of a price that you would buy Christmas tree lights in the shop. The price of everything now has just gone absolutely outrageous. And they cost me, you know, it was probably 50 euros for all the lights, for the 3 sets of lights, and then probably 40 euros for the timber. That was it. So, you know, and we have some 3 lovely trees, probably 4 trees for the garden. And I think they look great indeed. Now, I used 3 sets of lights, so they were 10 meters in length. That's about 33 feet. You guys are going to give me a hard time with all these trees, aren't you? But yeah, so I used 1 set of lights for this tree, 1 set of lights for this tree. I just curled the excess up in the top here so you can see the little circle there. There's actually enough there that if I wanted to put a star on top of this tree, I could actually light the star with that end as well. And then these 2 trees are tied together. So I can just pick up the 2 small ones, move them out, and they don't have to come back apart. So I can actually leave all the lights on the trees now, and I can just pick the 2 of these ones up separately as well. So 10 meters of light. 1 set for this tree, 1 set for this tree, and then the 3rd set done both of those trees. Now, unfortunately, it's about a foot short on this side, but I think the fact that it's standing in front of this tree and all the lights are here, it's not going to be too much. No, you know, you won't really notice it. It would be nice if I could have finished it down there, but I'm just a foot short, but it is what it is. I think they look absolutely great, and they're going to look fantastic out in the garden. Okay, the final thing to talk about then is how I'm going to fix these in the garden. Now, again, this is up to you. It depends where you guys want to put these out in your garden, whether you're standing on solid ground or you're going to put them in the grass or you're going to put them up in a flower bed. I have a raised flower bed where all my holly bushes are, and that's where these are going to sit. And like I said, it's a bit early to put them out yet, so I won't do it in this video. But what I will be doing is just using rebar. So in order to build my raised beds and pin everything together, I use rebar. It's nice, cheap, costs almost nothing. You can buy long lengths of it and cut it up. So what I'll do is I'll catch the bottom of the tree, I'll drill 2 holes, and I'll put 2 lengths of rebar about that long up into the bottom of the tree, catch the tree then, and just stand it down into the ground, and that will be absolutely perfect. It'll be more than strong enough, and you can take it back out at the end of the season then, pull the rebar out of your trees, then you can store them all away with the rebars for the trees. Now, if you're going to stand them on solid ground, they will stand just like that, but you know, if it gets very windy, they probably will blow over. So you might want to put a set of feet on them, you know, running perpendicular to the actual tree itself, running at 90 degrees to the tree, I should say. Same thing. But yeah, so again, it's just going to be a bit of 4x2s underneath, just to put 2 little feet on them either side, just for a bit of stability if you're going to stand them down on a solid ground. But other than that, get yourself some rebar. About that length is perfect, about 1 meter long. Drill it up into the end of it and use that to pin your trees to your ground if you're putting them in the grass or in your flower beds or anything like that. So that's literally all you have to do. Right guys, there we go, another project complete. This one's super simple, absolutely beginner friendly. If you've never built anything in your life, you can, trust me, you can build these things. Set your miter saw 30 degrees and cut away. The longest part of this job was waiting for the varnish to dry. You know, you'd literally build these half a day. Half a day's work is all is in them really. And happy days, and you have some lovely lights. I think they look actually great. They're going to look fantastic out in the garden. It's hard, like I said, to capture them on video, but at night time now, these out in the garden in the raised flower beds are going to look absolutely great, and a fraction of the price of what you'd actually buy Christmas tree lights in a shop for. And you have the fun of making it yourself as well. So that's it guys, I'm going to get out of here now. It's coming up to Christmas time, my favourite time of the year. So I really enjoyed making these. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it inspires you to get out and start making some stuff as well. And like I said, these are super simple. So don't forget to leave comments guys, give the video a thumbs up. If you interact with it, that helps me out big time. It'll, you know, lets the algorithm know that you guys enjoyed the video, and it'll share it out to other people as well and helps my channel grow. So yeah, until the next video guys, enjoy making your Christmas trees. I'll see you later.